So I couldn't stream this because my voice is, well, pretty bad. But I do want to get this on camera. I scored 49,540, just over, or just under an hour. It doesn't take old tab time into account, which is nice. Oh, okay, hopefully I sound a little bit now. But I think you can understand I didn't just stream with my voice quite like this. I do want to have a record though, so I'm going to jump into this knowing what I know in advance, because I feel like I can beat 50,000. I will try and give commentary, but we'll see how it goes. Working Stitching Guard, Magic Hand, Shields Up, and Broken Valve. Already submitted this challenge, that's fine. I really liked this run, and I feel like I could have made 50,000 very easily, so let's try and do that. Here we pick Trader's Quell. We don't know whether or not we're going to get any frozen stuff, so ultimately we do get frozen stuff, but this actually, us choosing this really solidified the run. There's no choice here. We already draw a ton of cards because of Volatile Gauge. Because of Magic Hand, we're always going to have cards in hand. We're going to be hitting our hand limit basically every turn. So it spikes. Now, I might make mistakes in this that I didn't make when I played it the first time. But hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't have a very good memory, so I'm not able to play things exactly the same every time. Either way, we play you here. Provide some Frostbite. And we get another unit out. I could do more damage here, but I think it's more prudent to keep this for the next. Nice. I want to get rid of the damage shield first, so I'll do that. And then we'll follow up with that. You'll die before you reach the Pyre. We don't really have a way of doing a lot of damage to this row, but we can certainly try. Let's get a train steward down onto this middle floor, and we'll regen you because we can. As long as we kill the boss on the first turn, it should be alright. So let's just try and play as many spells as we can. We'll keep this one, I think. Yeah, we're getting the other Titan's Tooth, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, it should be okay. Alright, 120, so that should be sufficient. I distinctly remember killing this in my first playthrough, but I don't think it really matters. I'll probably enhance the volume of myself in post-processing, so that should be fun for you. Here I get Sharpen, because with Volatile Gauge, we always want the expensive cards. I get Offering Token here because discarding our Frostbite cards is ideal. Okay. Sorry, I was multitasking. We grabbed this because spell weakness and sweep. It doesn't actually really help us that much. It helps us in one battle. But our other sweep does, the damage that we end up doing does, but it doesn't really help. We don't get units because Seraph Tempers, and we already have really strong spells with Volatile Gauge, so I figured we would go down the spell route. Permafrost is not useful for us, but making something cheaper is, I believe, although I'm still testing this, that Volatile Gauge does lower the cost of certain spells. Now, the way that I did this initially was putting 2 on Awake, and we might as well keep doing that. It's not great, but it is better than nothing. We also increase the damage of a Glimmer, I believe, and then with double stack, we double stacked a Titan's Tooth, and then increase the power of it since the game doesn't let us have 2 lots of double stack. We also made this further cheap, using all of our money. I don't know why I'm checking. I already know that I defeat these, it's fine. Okay, I distinctly remember playing to the middle floor on this session. It's almost worth trying to see if we can get a bottom floor victory and then restarting it. I don't mind restarting now that we're not actually like playing this all the way through. Like we're not going to get on a leaderboard or anything. So I can try for a bottom victory and see how it goes. Okay, well it goes really badly if I don't manage to actually... Good work, Pain. Alright, let's... I am sick. Yeah, if we use all of our Ember so we can't play the spell that we need to, it goes very badly. Okay, let's try this again. We actually want a sacrificial guinea pig, so we'll do that. When we follow up with you. Now, whichever one we kill makes the next one stay alive, basically. But that should be okay. I didn't think about that. So that's why us playing on the middle ended up good, because we ended up being able to do that. Not sure if Frostbite works on these guys. Either way, we do that first. And then we can do this. And we hope that Frostbite works. Well, even if it doesn't, it's fine. We do this here, which kills them all. And keep on going with the regen. Okay, brief respite. We can put you out the back at least. Would have been nice to get rid of some of these, but that's okay. I don't like that spell compared to what else we can draw. So we'll do that. I don't know if we'll actually survive here. So far no, but that's about to change hopefully. We're gonna heal our units with this anyway, so we might as well do this to apply apply Frostbite. Okay, cool. Alright, so we actually have already improved our score over our first run anyway. Because we managed to kill him on the bottom floor. So that already puts us at 50,000. If I change nothing else about this run, we're already at 50,000. I kept on going with the spikes. I was tempted by regen, I remember, but I decided the spikes was better, and that actually becomes really important later. We get this. The spell weakness was interesting as well. We also got Titan Sentry. I figure being able to play Titan Sentry on another floor is a good idea. Over here I had a hard choice. It was interesting to maybe get this artifact and pray for something to do with Frostbite. And it could be something to do with Frostbite. But inevitably I decided that taking the Hell Vent and getting a duplicate of this was more important. If I was to change something about this run, I might make it a duplicate of Icy Silophyte, but I'm not going to because I know that this works, so... In here we have to choose between Trap Shoot and Steel Pulley Claw. I choose Steel Pulley Claw, although honestly they're both about the same for us. Steel Pulley Claw I think edges ahead, just because it allows us to move the boss up a floor. And we end up using this in the very final battle to great effect. If I get lucky, I believe that the final battle can be changed to take 2 turns off, so that should be pretty good. Okay, I don't remember how I played this at all. I mean, I obviously did that. I think I probably just did this, and probably... Did I start applying Frostbite to Daedalus? I think I might have. I know I was contemplating playing him to the middle here, and then ended up playing him to the top. But honestly, I don't think it matters. We of course need to do something about you, and the only way we do that is by dropping the shields, and we only drop the shields using these spells, at least currently. I'm going to try holding on to you for the moment, and seeing what I can do with stuff like this. I remember, this is exactly how I played last time. I think. Maybe I put the 20 on these rows. I don't remember. But I remember playing the Train Steward here, so that way it died. We'll play the Train Steward to the top floor this time, because we don't need it to actually die. In terms of regen, our regen spells are pretty useless. Okay. Now that we have... Oh yeah, this is why we ended up playing to the top floor, because we played like that, and then we got these two for 0, so it became completely worth our while to put him up here. And that provides additional damage there, which is nice. I don't quite know how he loses 27. Alright, because of the 5 damage here. You're going to die when you get up here, I think. Because you'll take, yeah, 3 frostbite and stuff, so that's not a problem. So it's just dealing with this floor. We of course enhance our person with spikes. It sucks that this guy's an incant guy, but that's okay. I'm contemplating just continuing this trend. And then playing this here, and then following it up with that. That's more than sufficient to kill him as well, so... I feel like I'm playing slightly different this time around, but I don't think it's going to cause any problems. We don't have a very good hand here, but we do have Steel Pulley Claw. And I definitely remember doing this last time. Our consumption removes the damage shield from the front there, which is really nice. It's tempting to use the spell here. I was going to say we could play all of our Train Stewards, but we can't, so might as well just do the extra damage and play these units. Okay, we can heal you back to max, which is important, obviously. Problem becomes, what do we do down here? I don't think we can really do anything to this boss. And you're going to be on 2 health, so this is going to be a cakewalk for you. I think what we need to do is... It's actually pretty rough. I mean, Frostbite just does so much damage, but we don't have our great Frostbite card, so... I remember being worried that I would not be able to kill the boss here, but... I think I did this. I did do that. And then I had to choose between these two, and I think I chose... I think ultimately it doesn't matter which I choose, because I think that the next wave is the last wave, but we'll do that. Okay, the last wave is not... Hopefully it's the next wave, because otherwise... no, actually, otherwise we're fine, so... It's okay. Once again, because of the final wave, I'm not overly concerned about the enemies. I'm mostly concerned with just putting more Frostbite on the boss. We don't get to kill Daedalus early, but we do get to kill Daedalus promptly, which is almost as good. Can restore some health so that way our unit doesn't die, which is just something that I like to do. Can even just play our last Train Steward, because why not? Okay, so here, what I originally chose was Gifts for a Guard. And I don't actually think there was any time where Gifts for a Guard actually helped us. So I'm thinking I might change this up. And I'm contemplating getting Ice and Pyre. Spike of the Stygian's nice, but it's very localized. While it is a consume spell that sort of works without... Oh no, we will get Spike of the Stygian. Yeah. This will actually make our deck easier, and I'll show you why. I remember getting Cold Kalia here. Just gonna double check if that works. Yeah. So we get, so we're actually changing the way that we played before because I feel like we can do better. Spike of the Stygian is an X spell. So when we take Ember, so that way we have 4 Ember. When we play Spike of the Stygian, it makes every 3 Ember card we have in our, well, every 3 Ember spell in our hand, or below, free. Which is literally all of the spells in our hand. So it's pretty great. I don't remember which side I took here, but I'm pretty sure it would have been this one. We definitely got some Merchant of Steel stuff at some point, and I remember being pretty broke when I went there, so chances are this is the one that we took. We simply got rid of Train Stewards and moved on. Quick didn't interest me, and I already know what happens when we reroll. Now, I could cheat here a little bit because I know what happens when we reroll. And we actually have more money somehow than we did last time. I'm not sure how that happened. We actually get Large Stone as our second selection here. And Large Stone's probably better for Icy Silophyte than what I do to Icy Silophyte later, which is basically using both of these. We never have a situation where we end up putting... I end up grabbing Capacity as like my third choice, but we never end up using it. The second choice, but we never end up using it. It's really frustrating. So I think it's better if we simply Large Stone something like Icy Silophyte and make do with it. So we'll reroll. I mean, we could also Large Stone Titan Sentry, but I think it's just better with Icy Silophyte. Now, I do also want to make Cold Kalia do damage here. Yeah, in fact, that is what I end up doing, I remember. we leave Titan Sentry alone, hoping that we get more things later. And we sort of do, but we also sort of don't. Bristling for the spikes is important. Obviously we take the trial, we always do. I wonder if we'll even be able to do better than our mid-floor. We end up getting a mid-floor on one of the bosses. I forget which. It might even be Fell. I think we mid-floor Fell. And this kind of avoids that, I think. Okay, so we have the Spike of the Stygian, which is really good. We also have Glimmer, so just this and Glimmer alone is enough to do quite a significant amount. But when we also throw Icy Silophyte into the mix, things are pretty happy. We could do some stuff here, but we'll just use this so that way we get rid of it from our hand and get to replace it with a better spell. Now we need to deal with you. The only way that I know how to deal with you, of course, is to play this unit, and that's all it takes. It means that we keep this in our hand, but that's kind of okay. We don't need to worry too much about using the X spell because most of our spells here are reasonably cheap. If we spend the 2 cost one, actually make... Oh, we don't. I'm talking about all this stuff, but it's actually a future event. So, okay, so this is using future knowledge, and this is what I mean when I say some people play this illegitimately, where they take future knowledge and then use it to really micromanage their runs. Like, I know that I'm getting Split Anvil later on, and when I get Split Anvil, Spike of the Stygian is just going to be amazing. Right now it doesn't make any sense, but... and that's why I didn't pick Spike of the Stygian, because... A, I didn't know I was going to get Split Anvil, B, I didn't know that X-cost spells would work with it, so... These units are dying, this unit is dying, so... Whatever we choose to use is whatever we choose to use. I like having these, so we'll keep them at 1 cost, and whatever we draw is whatever we draw. Okay. We got another Titan's Tooth, which is nice. We even have a free offering token. We actually have a really nice hand here. We'll do that. You'll die before you reach the top floor, so... I think it's actually worth popping a Train Steward down. Just to get it out of our hand. It's tempting to go further through the deck, but... Yeah, actually we should. I just had a thought there. We do need to heal, and the only real way we can heal is by cycling through our deck. So. Yeah, see, this is what happens when we play differently. It can lead to situations where bad things happen. Alright. This unit dying is very bad for us. I think we might be able to avoid it. Just trying to figure out how. 40... 30, 30, 60. Doesn't matter what we send up there, so we could send you up there. But you do the least amount of damage, so let's send you up there instead. Okay, and then we can... Alright, let me figure this out. 3 Frostbite. Is -6, so that would be 6, 7, 8 damage. So 2 Frostbite would only be -4. So currently what, we take 8, 9, 10, we take 14 damage. -4 leaves us on 1 health. I'm pretty happy with that. So let's do this so that way we can actually kill these guys. And then also neuter you. Okay, that works. I knew we were getting this in my next hand, so that's kind of why I was kind of okay with that. It's not going to be great, but that's kind of fine. Let's see how this goes. Alright, well let's start with that, that's pretty straightforward. Then for one, we can do this and drop you. Then we can drop you, and then we can drop you. So that's fine. So that was a little bit rough because it was definitely different to the way that I played before, but I had advanced knowledge, so I also had different cards. Good cycle of life here because why not? And then here we get Urchin Spines, and we'll still get Urchin Spines even though we know what's coming. There's definitely a good reason for it. If I didn't just make a mistake. I need to double check the video that I'm recording right now. Okay, I can't check a video while it's live recording. That's fair. We may have grabbed the wrong spell here. We're after a spell that I think might have been amongst those three, and we might have picked the wrong one. I could be wrong. Once again, I remember like, hey, look, I could get like all this cool stuff over here and I could make spells cheaper. At this point, I still wasn't sure that making spells cheaper even worked. And so I went over here. I was pretty tempted to Hellvent something like Icy Silophyte, but I just went with further duplicating this because it seemed like the logical thing to do. I was also contemplating duplicating Urchin Spikes. But ultimately Titan's Tooth was just fine. Now, it is possible that the changes that I've made to this game will not make it 50,000able, and the changes may change the way in which I get cards later on, and that might become problematic. So, hopefully it won't, but you never know. Okay, we have no problems with armor assault with this guy. The way that we play it, he basically kills both our units and then dies. We'll see whether or not that's still the case. Pretty sure I just do this, right? Sorry about that. I remember killing these. I think I even like steel pulley clawed one of them. But then what would I have done with the other one? I don't know. It just doesn't seem like what I would have done, so let's do that instead. And do that. Alright. Glimmer to drop your damage shields, and then we can do this. And that allows us to play our Titan Sentry up here, which is nice. We can heal you a little bit as well. Alright. You both die before you reach the pyre, so I'm not overly concerned with you. I think that just means that I just keep enhancing you at this point. There's also no point in healing you right now. I have a lot of really expensive spells. I was really worried about this at the time because of how expensive our spells were. Interestingly, Spike of the Stygian might come in handy. Sapping the end boss. Not that we're going to have any problems, but it's just something to consider. Where's our... there it is. Draw one, discard one. I think we need to do the 20s to kill the back guy, yeah. So... the additional damage that our Icy Silophyte is doing is pretty good. Actually, I think it's the same amount of damage, but we have so much more health. Not that we need to worry about the health too much, but it's pretty good. Give me a moment to just mute stuff. Done. Sorry about that. Okay. It doesn't matter because we're going to deal with the boss, but let me just figure this out. 19 and then 18. It's effectively like 40 almost. It's like 40 minus 3, which is 37, which leaves you with 13. It should be enough. Yeah, because you'll get 3 from this and then 11 from that. Not that you should survive, but it's just worth thinking about. Okay, so the problem is that we still don't have a good other spell. I'm actually pretty concerned about this. We definitely had a better hand last time, so... we might have a problem here. Hopefully we don't. Okay. And at the very least do that. Pull up that. Maybe this was the battle that we did the middle one. I thought we killed you early, but it's not feeling like we would have been able to. Like, I could sap you and add a little bit more frostbite, but I don't think it'll work well enough. Because sap will leave every turn, so while it will mean that she takes a little bit more spike damage, I don't think it's significant. I don't even think 10 frostbite more is going to be significant either. Alright, so it looks like we're still going to end up with a mid-floor. That's kind of okay. Yeah, I mean, that means that it matches. It's just a little annoying. We might drop that off, and maybe we should have dropped that off earlier. Oh yeah, I remember, we actually used the draw card, the card that replaced, in order to make it work. Okay, so much for even a mid-floor. Oh, we only got a single spell weakness off on you. I was like, as long as we get a bunch of spell weakness, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, well... I want to undo this. Should have played that. Well, look, let's play it now and pray. Okay, we didn't get lucky. Alright, well... I will unpause when I've got this battle down properly. Actually, I know what I could have done. I could have consumed this and done the Titan's Tooth and it would have been fine. So that's what we'll do. Okay, this feels wrong again. I feel like I've made changes just in a little bit just there that have caused some problems potentially. I feel like I had 2 frostbite spells last time and I only have 1 this time. Which is a little bizarre. Still, we'll try it and see where we get. Alright. It took like another turn for me to remember sort of what I was doing. Oh, that's kind of cool. But we managed to not only get the battle done right, but also kill the crystal cloak on the bottom floor. This was the route we took the first time somehow. We were pretty lucky. Actually, our additional health there was what helped. Oh, here we go, we get Bramble Lash. And I don't choose any of these, and I don't think any of them are particularly good. The 7 magic power might have come in handy in the final battle, but I don't think so. And we take the trinkets here. And we went to concealed caverns first. And we took the medium shard. I was contemplating doing this and then putting it on my Titan's Sentry, but I just decided against it. I instead went for this. And I was very glad I did because I don't know if I'll still have that problem, but in one of the other battles, we get like a couple of enemies hitting the pyre, but then our blood for blood heals it. And here's split anvil, which is basically a given. And we also take Pyre cloak. I don't remember if Pyre cloak actually helps us too much, but you know. I think we actually also purge cards here. Yeah, we do. We purged 2 frozen lances. And then I remember deciding whether or not I wanted to purge 3. And I decided to purge a restore instead. I'm gonna follow that path because that is the way we did it. Alright, so I'm pretty sure on this battle is what happens. We get enemies to the Pyre room, but they only deal enough damage to like hit once. And then we manage to kill Fel early. Now, this might take a couple of attempts too, I don't know. It shouldn't, in that it didn't the first time, but I'm also playing differently, so I don't know. It's kind of tough. Like, yeah. We play you to the top floor, so that way we do some damage here. I remember contemplating dropping this on Fel because I was like, I'm totally going to try and kill Fel early. But I don't think I do, because 95 health is like an insane amount of health. So I'm pretty sure I would have done this. There's no point in playing that last one. Okay, so you're dying, which is good, but unfortunately so is Titan Sentry, which is not good. I don't remember if I notice on this turn on Play Cold Kalia, or if I play Cold Kalia on another turn. Truthfully, there's a lot I don't remember about this run. What I do know is that playing things here to get more stacks on Seraph is, not Seraph, Fel is good. I don't remember how I kill Seraph early. Oh, sorry, Fel early. I just remember that I managed somehow. I should have done my Spike of the Stygian. It's the entire reason we grabbed it. And we won't want to do it next turn. Alright, you know what that means. Do you see how much less enjoyable this is now that you know that we're like, that I'm restarting battles? That's why I don't do it. It's just not fun. It's not fun for me, and it's not fun for you. Suppose we should have done that. Okay, so if we're not playing Cold Kalia this round, what we do is spend this. And we could actually spend it on you. Actually, we could spend it on you. It doesn't matter who we trigger with it. Yeah, sure. Let's spend it on you. It makes everything nice and cheap, so we can do stuff like this. Stuff like this, and stuff like this, stuff like this. Probably save the Glimmer, and stuff like this, and stuff like that. Yeah, I think saving the Glimmer for next round is probably pretty good. It does do 4 damage, but... Now remember that the cost of the Glimmer will reset but thankfully it was always 0, so works out well. Okay, everything there's dying, and you're dying as well, so that's good. I do need to put something on you, but we have the spell of Seraph's Undoing, which is Bramble Lash. It might even be the spell of Fell's Undoing. I just don't know how I would have gotten it on Fell. Like, I can Steel Polyclaw Fell to the top floor, but that doesn't help. I don't know. I'm gonna leave Steel Polyclaw here for now. I have some theories. We'll see how they go. Strangely, I can't both Urchin Spines and Steel Polyclaw, so that's not gonna work. Could do that though. Did I seriously just do that? Like an idiot, forgetting that I had all this that I needed to deal with? Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes. How did I kill you early? I don't remember how I killed you early. I just remember doing it. Nice. So, we can do 800 damage to Fell this round, but that's not enough. Well, actually, maybe we can do more. Hang on, let's... Okay. But I need to get rid of you. And I only have a single ember to do it. So it's not gonna work. I don't think this is how I killed Fell, but what I could have done there was still Polyclawed this. And then Bramble Lashed. And as long as that guy wasn't there, would have been fine. The only other thing I can think of that I would have done is maybe Spell Weakness. Oh, I consume spell. Oh, no, that wouldn't have worked. I did forget about Split Anvil though. Alright, I know how we do this on this turn at least, so let's go back to the main menu and jump back in. I think we just have different hands to the way that we played last time, even though all we did was change a card, not actually change the deck. Something to do with maybe the way that deck IDs work and stuff like that. Almost the wrong person there, so we do that, we do that. We do that, we do that, we do that. We undo that because we were supposed to put... Look, maybe 3 Frostbite won't really matter. It's totally gonna matter. You're dying, right? Excellent. Okay, so this turn we need to do this because we need to kill that, and the only way we can kill that is by doing that. Still Polyclaw you. I think I saved you on this round because I was like, oh, then I'll use it on you. I don't remember what I was doing just in the last run, let alone remember what I was doing earlier. Alright. You're almost dying. Okay, well, so far we've played the right number of cards. I'm a little bit concerned about this, but then it looks like we're not getting him up, so maybe it'll be fine. Alright, so we have, as long as we play you... No, we're going to run into the same problem, just in a different way. Actually, maybe we'll be fine. No, we'll totally be fine. Okay, let's steal Polyclaw. Oh, it only does enemies. So, even my plan there wouldn't have worked, so that's okay. I restarted for no reason, that's fantastic. Then how did we kill you early? I think I know how I killed her early, and I need to enact it. I'm pretty sure I'm doing something very different, and I'm pretty sure it boils down to this. I'm fairly certain on one of the earlier turns, there was a turn where we didn't have much to do. I sent Fel to the top floor. And I think that in turn sent Fel to the bottom floor on a specific turn, which allowed us to do something cool. Still, we'll kill Fel next turn and see what happens. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We've been here long enough. 3. Oh, actually, maybe it was just this. Okay, maybe it was just this. It totally was just this. Wait. I don't know if that'll work. Maybe because I didn't pick anything, it'll work. Okay. Okay. Alright. Let's not be stupid this time. No. Well, let's just continue from here. And remember what the 10% would have been. We totally could redo this a bunch, but we're not going to. So I grabbed capacity last time, but then I never ever used that capacity. Ember seems a little silly because we're always going to be playing like 3 cards, and then we're only going to have enough Ember for 2. Draw also seems silly, so it feels like it doesn't matter which one of these we take, we don't get anything out of it. So I will grab the Ember because maybe the Ember will be better. Maybe. Okay. I remember doing this because I was like, hey, we'll get a single trinket. And we got that. Interestingly, that probably doesn't massively help us this run, but we'll do it anyway. We purged. What did we purge? Maybe another region? Maybe this Frozen Lance. And we chose the rare Stygian Guard card. And we ended up with another Spike of the Stygian. And I was like, yeah, Spike of the Stygian, that might actually be good. Because of the 4 Ember cost. So... okay. So let's forget about the fact that we played that differently. So, minus 10%. So you have to imagine that we got 10% more on that floor. I think this was the battle where we ended up with units hitting the Pyre, because with the spell shield they were really hard to deal with. I also nearly lost my Sentient, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe the 2 saps will work out for me. $20, $19, $18. Let's do that. Yeah, then you should die before you reach the Pyre. I don't remember playing to the middle floor, but I guess I must have. It's something I did killed you. I don't know how I killed you, but I definitely remember killing you. Ah, I remember. I did this. Yes. And this was the problem. Okay, as long as I don't play you, we have enough to play everything. So what are we going to sap? The obvious answer is you. But we could sap you instead. No, see, we need... it's actually almost a problem because we need it to do damage there. So we'll sap this one. We take less damage. We're going to kill that with other means anyway, so it's all good. Alright, we need to focus on these ones now, so... okay, that's 39. Yep, I remember doing that. This all seems pretty much the same. Almost like we did something similar. Just confused. Because you don't have any frostbite on you yet. And we've already used our steel pulley claw. So... something to do with something hitting the, I think you hit the Pyre and you do 1 damage to it, like 1 lot of damage to it. So how do we fix this then? I mean, we could do that. know what I think we did. Interesting. Well, it's gonna work out just fine anyway, so that's okay. Let's not worry about it too much. We have no way of providing you with 30 damage, or do we? We also have 5 Ember this turn somehow. Oh right, we have 5 Ember every turn. Derp. Okay. $15 damage and frostbite 20, right? That's enough, isn't it? Yeah, cool. You aren't dying. Let's think about that for a second. No, you are dying. 9, and then 8. You're dying. So you're both dying. It's fantastic. So we can just focus on this. And we don't care about you, so... Okay. As long as we kill the boss on the next turn, we're all good. So we play you this turn. And you. And I guess we keep everything else, and it's fine. Yeah, we shouldn't have any problems with the boss. Yeah, we almost kill the boss as is. So when we start doing stuff like... Oh, we drew another one. But that's okay, we've got the draw and thingy. So when we do stuff like that, it's already dead. But just for lolsies. Maybe make it so that way we kill you. Yeah, if it's lols, let's do stuff like this. Nice. We do this, and then this. And then we do this, and then you see what we would be doing to Seraph, which is 1,935 damage. Except, there's something we're going to be doing to Seraph additionally. I decided not to grab any of these. I remember, this part I remember pretty well, and I don't remember getting any of these either, so... We skipped both of those. It was pretty tempting to get the spikes, and if I had have had a thought about how I would have ended this, maybe I would have gotten the spikes. But I went over here. This was actually vaguely a tough choice. Let's have a look at the trinkets. I might have gotten that. I don't remember. I don't think it would matter with the way that I'm playing. Maybe it would have. Maybe we ended up with a steel... No, I remember holding the steel pulley claw for the entire battle. And that's the only consumption spell we have outside of Spike of the Stygian. I remember getting it because I was like, oh, so that way I can get Spike of the Stygian again, but we have 2 of them now, so we can save money that way. We didn't even get Tethys scales. We re-rolled and then we saw Grant +1 stack. And that was pretty good. We went into the Merchant of Magic and we didn't grab Holdover. We can grab Holdover this time though, so... it's vaguely tempting. I mean, if we held over the Bramble Lash. Or what I was contemplating doing, which was holding over Harness the Titan, so... Sure, let's try fucking around with something that clearly worked, because that will always end well. And I ended up doing that. And I suppose we could also make it cheaper. And then I grabbed double stack and I was like, oh cool, I could double stack like something like Spike of the Stygian or something like that. And then my brain went, or spell weakness. And then I was like, hang on, if I hadn't actually played the, where is it? The Bramble Lash offensively properly. But I was like, hang on, if I do this and Bramble Lash, then I could do something crazy. And that's what we did. So in terms of things cheaper, I think I also might have done that, maybe? Honestly, I don't remember. Let's just make Harness the Titan cheaper. It doesn't matter what spells we make cheaper, just... No. There need to be spells that we definitely want to use. Cycle of Life is the spell that we definitely want to use, so we'll keep that. As far as dealing 10 more damage, I suppose we could also do that. Yeah, we're not getting a deletion, so let's actually do it to the Glimmer. Alright. So we actually have less coinage than we had last time, but that's okay. That's because we grabbed holdover and stuff like that. No, we have more coinage, sorry, my bad. We would have had less if I didn't grab that minus and purge that card to get rid of the last Glimmer. Hopefully, we do well. Hopefully. We might not hit 50,000 again, remember? Because we did take that 10% that we didn't take. But I'm hoping, and it might take a couple of restarts, but I'm hoping we can do this. So what I did was, in my brain I was like, okay, our goal now is to, and now that we have holdover it's a little bit different, but my goal now is to kill Seraph. That involves the following combination: Bramble Lash, Steel Pulley-Claw, and Urchin Spines. That's basically my goal. So what I need to do is I need to play my champion to that floor. And let everyone else deal with the other floors. Now I did do a little bit of a weird thing, which I hope I'm going to fix here. I ended up not playing a unit to this floor. Ended up not even playing my, whatever her name is. So I want to fix that because I think that that will be how we end up actually succeeding here. Okay. I don't remember what we do, but I'm going to assume that I kept trying to pile damage up on Seraph, so... I remember being like, ooh, we've already got like a place to play Urchin Spines, but we can't, so that's a problem. We ended up using Glimmer here. We ended up not playing this, but we're going to play it this time. We had ways of making this work, I just don't remember what they were. Maybe I'll see them next time. I remember just trying to rush, just trying to like kill Seraph as early as I could. And then I thought, oh no, I've screwed everything up. I remember that. I was like, no, I've caused problems. But in actuality, turns out I hadn't. I think we did the draw one and discard one, and it probably would have been on this floor. Okay. And then we would have probably discarded that because everything else was kind of harsh. Let's put a regen on you. I remember being able to kill all of you, so... I remember thinking that maybe this turn is the turn that I could kill Seraph. But my problem was that I couldn't actually kill and deal with all these front enemies and still kill Seraph. So I'm pretty sure that's still the case. We'll see. Because I can do 30... Okay, hang on. If we can kill Seraph this turn, then I'm golden. But I don't think we can. We're going to try. Do or do not, there is no try. Let's... this part doesn't matter. What matters is that we play it on this floor. Okay. Next up, we grab you. Oh, we did that wrong. Damn it. Might have to restart this. We'll see how much damage we can pull off. But the goal was to leave Seraph with the spell weakness, so... we can do that. With 0 cost, we can do this. And then we can do that too. Nope, it doesn't kill everything. Hang on, how do you get... Oh, because you survive. Right. So now we're in the situation where we can do this, and then follow it up with this. Oh, it still kills Seraph. Alright, well there you go. That's how I would have gotten 50,000. But I think this is an earlier turn than I managed before, so... See how it goes. Definitely was, because we did exactly Seraph's max health. 8 turn boss rush. I think we only managed a 7 before. Hopefully, we will still be shy of 50,000, hilariously. Because of the 10% loss that we took in the other battle. But you'll be able to at least see how I played. Oh, damn it, we got the achievement. We got more than 50,000, which is good. But we did get the achievement, Master of the Pyre. Well, at least we got it on stream. Well, not that it was stream. So, if you wanted to be first, all you needed to do was basically fix this. Yeah, this. So that way we didn't take that. Okay, we would calc. So 600 points. You know, times 3 is the 1800 that we got. Then if we had another 600 points, well then that's pretty obvious. So that would be 50,510 because I'm sick, I'm not capable of doing maths. 51,110 if you followed this exactly. Now I think you could even improve on this number. Some of the last choices that I made I think are irrelevant. Like holding over the thing, we didn't need to do that. So you could probably squeeze out another couple of hundred. You do need the spikes plus 1 stack. I don't know if earlier on you need the spikes deal extra damage. You probably do. But with that, you'll be fine. Yep. With that, I reckon you could beat even this. 51,495. Let's see if this is legitimate, because, I mean, it's certainly within the realms of possibility. Oh. Let's see what we've got here. Spikes deal plus 1 damage per stack, but no actual additional stacks. Interesting. How do you win? 2-turn boss rush on Disciple Conduits. Interesting. But 4-turn boss rush on Daedalus, so there's possibly a way for... In fact, there has to be, because by the looks of it, we've done many similar things by that point. Well, except you have a Icy Silo fight with Multistrike. Maybe that's how. I reckon Daedalus could maybe be optimized to become a 4-turn boss rush, so that's perfectly fine. 7-turn on Fell. We definitely didn't do a 7-turn on Fell. I think that's where the icy silo fights. So yeah, this person did do it legitimately. They just did it differently. So, you know, it worked. They used Gift of the Guard, just like I did, you know, although I found that it was useless towards the end of the game. So they just did it differently to the way that we did. Pretty similar, but differently. They didn't have... Oh, they kept the remaining coins. Interesting. Interesting. Why would you have picked jack strips? That makes no sense. Oh, did you end up with the same... I can't tell. Either way, I think you can beat this score with what I've done. So if that's what you want to do, go for it. I'm uploading this now. It should take a couple of hours to upload, and then I'll post it, and feel free to follow it. So if you want your 50,000 achievement, go get it. I'm more than happy to do, and to allow you to do it. But for now, I'm third, and I'm happy with third. I'm annoyed. I should be second. I spent 40 coins. I overspent like crazy. I grabbed this, which I didn't need to do, and I knew I didn't need to do it, but I grabbed it anyway. And then I made changes to things that I also didn't need, like making Cycle of Life and Cycle of Life cheaper, and also like doing something to a Titan's Tooth. So like this annoyed me, and to have missed out on beating this guy by 30 coins was very, very humiliating. Wow, look, 820 coins. 5 turn. Nice. So yeah, do it. You'll probably appreciate it. Follow the path that I've set out, and you too will be on the scoreboard. I look forward to seeing a couple of names up there that I'm familiar with, hopefully. Bye for now.